Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. I truly appreciate you. And if you are new here, my name is Sharday and I create content on beauty, lifestyle, being a nursing student, self-care, just all the little things that I love. So if you are new here, please hit subscribe. We would love you to be a part of this little community. And let's get into today's video. So today's video is going to be a have a glass of wine with me kind of video. And I really wanted to talk about my experience with nursing school the first 2 weeks. And I was debating on if I should like do like a little outline so I can go over everything or just speak from the heart. And I'm gonna speak from the heart because child, it's been crazy. So I am drinking Whewww from Italy. The best of the best grapes, Whewww, barefoot. And it's just the red blend. It's just one of those days. So let's get into it. So to start, the process with getting into nursing school was a very long process for me personally. I know it's not that way for everyone, but for my personal journey, it was. Okay, before I was so rudely interrupted by my camera, to give you guys a backstory on my journey, girl, it's a long one. So to start, right out of high school, I went to the University of Iowa for my freshman year. I was pre-med that year. Now, there was a lot of things going on personally to where I did not perform well my freshman year. I didn't even go to class. I honestly think that I was undiagnosed depressed. My dad was sick. My mom was unemployed at the time. I believe that my dad had a heart attack at that time. They couldn't really decide what kind of specifically of what happened with his heart, but he was unable to walk. He was slurring his speech. He had to relearn. Like, it was a whole thing. And I was literally going off to school while all of this was happening. So it was just so much. A tornado hit my hometown. It was just a lot. I did not go to class. I think I probably went to class like 5 times, maybe 10 times, maybe. And that wasn't like me. I've always been a straight A with a couple of B kind of student. So I did really poorly. I was working, it was like part-time, but it was kind of full-time. I was working as a CNA at a nursing home. It was such a beautiful little nursing home. I still remember the patients and I still remember the people. I was working there. And, you know, with school, there's a bus system. Like, as a freshman, I could not have my car on campus. So when everybody was going home for breaks and Christmas breaks and whatever for months at a time, the bus systems closed down. I was walking to work in the rain, snow sometimes. It was like a 2 mile or so, 2.5 mile walk. I was just working and going to my room after a while. At first I had a little little stage, and then I was in my room. So that's how my first college year went. So then I went home, clearly because I didn't go to class. Like, how was I supposed to just do another year of, like, it was poor academic performance? So I went home. And my mom she was so supportive during that time. Like, I needed it so bad. Like, I was so disappointed in myself, so down and out, just so sad. But my parents have always been supportive and always uplifted me. And so I went the community college route. Now, I still worked at that point in time. I had my car. My parents, they were like, hey, we'll take care of your insurance. They fed me. I had a hot shower. I had my own room. I had all, whatever, you know, my parents were really helping me get back on my feet, get my mind back right, because I did have a episode of depression. Mind you, this is undiagnosed. So you know, it was just kind of just figuring things out. So, my first year back at school, I took it slow because I was paying things out of pocket. I was really uneducated on how financial aid worked. Well, at the time I had poor academic performance. So when you do poorly in school, they don't give you free money anymore. So I paid out of pocket. Mind you, I was going, how many hours was I working? I was working like 36 hours. I was working 3/12s, and then I went to school. So, and I'm not making that much money. So a majority of my check is going towards my car payment, and it's going towards school, and the travel to school because I lived in a rural area. Now, I did great. I got all A's. I was with my family. I had a support system. I had people cheering me on. I had people like, hey, let's get it together. How are you doing? You know, I had a little support system. So that went really well. Second year, still the same. But mind you, I'm taking like part-time hours at school because I'm paying for it out of pocket. That's what I can afford is part-time hours, 6 to 9 hours of credits. So I'm doing really good, but my process is moving slow. My mom would always encourage me like, hey, you're paying this out of pocket. You're going to do really good. You're not going to have this student debt. Just keep going. You're doing a good job. So I'm like, okay, cool. Everything's good when, you know, when you're in the groove or whatever. So now at this point, I'm still taking classes. I think I went there for 2 years. So at this point, we're thinking about moving to Arizona. Mind you, this is my support system. I'm not making that much money. All of my money is going towards school and my car note. So I'm going wherever my parents go because that's how I eat. That's how I sleep. So we moved to Arizona, and it was a long journey, whatever. And it come to find out, my dad was having like these symptoms and we didn't really know what was going on with him. And so at that point, we went to the hospital a couple of times until they finally did find things, you know, that was wrong with him. Long story short, I'm not going to get into the detail of it just to protect his privacy, rest his soul, but he did pass away from cancer 8 weeks after he was diagnosed with it. So with my school journey, so that totally broke me down to freaking pieces, like pieces. I cried, sobbed every day for 6 months straight. Like that broke me down to pieces. And I'm keeping a face right now because I mean, I still get emotional, really emotional when I talk about it, but I've healed, you know, so it's still like I'm emotional, but I couldn't tell this story without just breaking down into tears. Because I know he's in a much better, beautiful place. So anyways, I took a year off of school because I couldn't even freaking function, but I'm still going to work. Mind you, I work in hospice in my Arizona job. I'm working in hospice, so I'm taking care of other cancer patients, other people who are passing away on me. I'm building a bond with them. They're passing away on me. Like, I'm just losing people left and right. Mind you, you know, the people around me are grieving as well. So it's like, that's like survival of the fittest damn near. When everybody is grieving, like there's really like nobody to really hold things together except your significant other or, you know, outside family members who step in to really be that emotional support for you. And a lot of people, you'll learn when you lose people, you'll really see who's really going to be that strong backbone for you. So I digress. Let's get back to school. So I took a year off of school. Mind you, I'm going back into school. Like, let me get my feet wet again. Excuse me. Let me get my feet wet again. So I'm still taking kind of part-time classes because I want to see, like, you know, I took a summer school class when I first came back. And I think I took anatomy or anatomy 2. Let me drink some wine. Don't forget to drink y'all wine. I'm on a study break, by the way, knowing damn well I got all this homework to do, but let me film a YouTube video for some reason. So I take a summer school class, which is like 4 credits, fast as hell, hard as hell. It's anatomy. I think I took anatomy, physiology 2, or I don't know. I can't remember what I took. I'm trying to, now that I was already doing the nursing, going towards the nursing program in Illinois, mind you. And I had all my requisites prerequisites done. I moved to Arizona, they have a different system. They have a different boards of nursing, different practices of nursing, different requirements for their nursing program. So now I'm taking additional classes on top of the classes that I've already taken. So now I put my application in because it's complete now. I took the entrance exam. I scored high on everything. Like now I'm taking it, I'm like, oh yeah, like we good. Like, but no. The community college system here, they have a non-competitive route and a competitive route. With the competitive route is super duper competitive, and you know, I had A's and B's. I'm competing against people who are having straight A's, like straight A's, and it's like I can't necessarily retake a whole bunch of classes that I got beat, like a couple of classes that I got beat. So I did take a couple of classes that I got a C on that I like BS'd on. But it's like I can't, like classes are money. I can't just retake my whole, and time is of the essence. At this point, I'm like, how old was I when I moved to Arizona? I was like 21. And I think I put my application in when I was like 22 or 23. So I did not get into the competitive program, and I should have kept applying. That's some advice that I want to give to you guys. Keep applying, keep applying, keep applying. Maybe take a class. If you don't get into the competitive, take another class, re-up that grade, and apply again. Keep applying. I got discouraged. I didn't apply again. I just waited on the non-competitive list. Which brings me to this point. I was done with all of my classes, all of my co-requisites classes, which means that classes that you take during the nursing program, I took those classes too. It was a 2-year wait list. Mind you, there's people who waited 3 to 4 years. I waited 2 years to get into this program. When I tell you it's been such an emotional roller coaster, I can't tell you how many times my boyfriend has wiped my tears, or that I've gotten discouraged, or that I've gotten re-encouraged, or whatever. But I'm here to tell you that you guys need to stay encouraged. If you're thinking about taking this route, apply, apply, apply. Do well with the intention and the mindset of the future. Don't just take these classes like willy-nilly, like, oh, I passed it or whatever. No, shoot for the stars for each and every class. Study for each and every class. Don't, like, I was one of those students who was like just naturally smart. Like I really didn't try that hard in school, and I still got A's and B's. Now, I always think back, like, if I would have really put effort in, if somebody would have told me like, I don't think nobody like truly, it wasn't like this, Sade, what's going on with your grade? I've always gotten good grades, but they weren't superseding what I needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like there were A's and B's. I could have got straight A's. So I'm just letting you guys know, even if I have any high schoolers watching this video, to encourage you guys, shoot for the stars for every single class, whether it's an English 101, English 102, a chemistry, an anatomy 1, an anatomy 2, some type of physiology class, some type of statistics class. Like, shoot for the stars in every single class. It will take you very far because you do apply that knowledge into nursing. I know when you're in it, it's like, okay, I'm ready to get to the nitty gritty. I'm ready to get to the nursing stuff. Like, this stuff is like OD. Like, I don't want to do it. But shoot for the stars in every single class. It will take you far. You will retain the information. Shoot for A's in every single class. So let's fast forward into starting the program. Now once I got accepted, that little journey was a whole little journey in itself, hun. That was a little journey in itself, hun. So I got my letter saying, hey, you've been accepted. You're about to start spring. I got this letter like October. I'm like, oh my God, yes, finally, let's go, let's go. Right? Super excited. And then it hit me like, hold on, spring? Like, as in like 3 months? Like, that's the thing with being in the wait list, you get comfortable. You get comfortable. You're not saving your money the way that you absolutely need to. You're not in your books. you get comfortable because a part of you feel like, okay, I'm just waiting forever. No, be proactive. Be proactive. Stay on top of that anatomy stuff. Refresh your knowledge on that. Hold on. Refresh your knowledge on your anatomy. Refresh your knowledge on your conversions and math. Refresh all of that. So I was like, let's go. Then it hit me. I'm like, oh crap. So they're like, okay, here's the background check. The background check. They make you pay for the background check yourself. I paid $70 for this background check. I'm like, I'm good, honey. Like, I'm good. Now, just to let you guys know, this background check is not just criminal history. It's not just criminal history. They know every ticket you've gotten. They know when you paid it. They know what time you eat, sleep, breathe on this background check. I'm like, oh my God, this is going back. Like, they know every job, every whatever. Like, it's all on there. So just be mindful of that. You may not be a felon or whatever, but if you have any type of misdemeanor, if you have any type of ticket not paid, if you like, that's stuff that needs to be taken care of. Okay, you don't want that to be something that hinders you into doing something that you've worked so hard and spent so much time and waited so much time for. You know what I'm saying? So I paid that. I'm like, bet, let's go. What's the next thing? I didn't hear anything back for like I didn't hear anything back, period, for like 2 months. October, November. Yeah, 2 months. By this, like, at that point, I knew that stuff was going to roll in, so I wasn't being proactive and like, okay, like, what's next? I already knew, like, the next step was going to come into my email. It never came. So the time is just crunching on by. It's December. Okay. This camera got one more time to do something that it's not supposed to be doing. Anyways, I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, so I email the people like, hey, what's up? Like, what's the next step? I haven't heard from you guys in 2 months. They're like, oh crap, like, we lost your name in the pile. Don't panic. Don't panic though. I'm gonna call you later on today. What you mean don't panic? You filled my spot. So I'm like, I'm crying and my boyfriend like, oh, like, I'm asking the Lord, like, is this even meant to be? Like, why do I keep going through all these obstacles? Lord, I'm tired, right? So, long story short, I get in. Now it's like, okay, now everybody else had 2 months to get all this stuff done. I get 2 welcome packages of this and of that. Mind you, these welcome packages are like 10 pages each package on things that you need to do. You need to download this, sign up for this, go get this shot, go get that shot, write that down, sign up for that and upload that shot into that system, and then do this and then put this date in it and they'll notify you if you're in compliance, and then do this and do that and then sign up for that, and we'll update. Once you get all that, you can get signed up for the class, and then when you get signed up for the mind you, I'm starting in like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, boom, 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 boom. What's next? I got this done. Okay, what's next? I got this done. Da, da, da. So, long story short, I made it. I got all my stuff done. Killed it. Now I get in. Now let's get into the actual nursing program, how that first week went. I go to the first day of class. You know, it literally felt like I'm going to the same college I've been going to for like 3 years. I know the campus, you know, it's cool, whatever. I go and I feel like a freshman all over again. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I feel, because you know, there's like block 2 students, there's block 3 students, there's block 4. You know, they're used to this, not new to this, you know? So I'm like, oh my God, like, I feel so like, oh, like, I don't know what to expect. I don't, you know. So we go in, we do this orientation. We have like almost 2 days of orientation, what's expected of us, what's to expect, and da da da. Now let's fast forward to the first day. We already had pre-class assignments. Yes, pre-class. We have pre-class assignments in-class assignments, after class is over assignments, questions to do. Mind you, these questions are like internet questions, and for each chapter we have to do like 100 questions for each chapter. So, and we're going over 4 to 5 to 6 chapters a week. So that's like 550 questions each week on top of pre-class lectures. We do our lectures online and go into class and talk about it. So I'm teaching myself. We do in-class, we do online lectures, pre-class assignments, the actual assignments, the readings of those chapters. Then we have to do the 400, 500 questions about those chapters, all before class. Okay? Then we have labs and clinicals. We've already learned a whole bunch of stuff in lab, and we were in there for like, well, okay, we have lab every single day that we have lecture. So I'm in class 3 times a week for like 6-7 hours. So I've completed week 1 and 2, and let me tell you, I'm worn out. I have to continue to be positive. I have to continue to surround myself around positivity. That is very important. That is very essential, because you are mentally exhausted. You literally can't handle anything else but what's your next assignment. I'm not even joking. I commend anybody who has a child, a husband, a house, a business, and working and da-da-da. I commend you for doing this, because it is literally no joke. And the material isn't the most difficult material in the world. That's why I say it's doable. You can do this, and you really can. But the time management, hun, you need to get that down before you even start. Because that first week I was like, oh, this is crazy. So the second week I was doing homework at least 2 to 3 hours a day, just so I can free myself up to work on the next week's assignments on the weekend. And I'm on break right now. I still have 15 videos to go over, and 4 other chapters to do, and 4 other pre-class assignments and pre-lab assignments to do for Monday. Like, blink, blink. But I'm so grateful. Like, that's the thing. It's a lot, but I'm grateful, because I worked hard to get here. And sometimes you catch yourself having imposter syndrome. You're like, am I really even smart at this point? Because you're so tired and you're just not even, you're like, huh? Why is it like that? Because nursing questions are low-key, not low-key, high-key trick questions. They're trick questions. Every single question is a trick question. No lie. They're trick questions. There could be like 2 or 3 questions out of a 4-question multiple choice question. No, there could be 4 answers, or hold on now. On one question, there could be multiple correct answers. But what is the most correct answer? What is the priority of the patient? What is the priority of the situation? What do you need to do first? Do you need to contact the doctor first? Do you need to help the patient? Is that in your scope of practice? Like, and then they're like, don't even try to memorize this stuff. Memorization in nursing school does not work. And I've always operated in memorization for school. So it's like, you're like, how do I study? What do I do? Where do I go? I gotta study for the exam and do these pre-class assignments for next week, and that's when the tears start coming. You're like, I got this to do, and I got that to do, and I still have to work out, and I still have to cook, and I still have to give my boyfriend attention, and I still gotta give my mom attention, and I still gotta child, and I still have to make time for my self-care. And I still have to work and show up for patients there and perform well there. Like, and then they don't tell you about the financial aspect of it. A lot of people say you can't work in nursing school. You can, but it's gonna be crazy. But you can do it. You just gotta time management. Y'all, I've never used a planner this much in my entire life. In my entire life. I'm literally in my planner like every 5 seconds. And then I'm like, okay, I'll write a whole bunch of stuff down that I need to get done. I'm so used to like crossing it off. Boom, 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 boom. I'll cross like one thing off for the day because it took me 5 hours to do. So then it goes on to my next day. But my next day has its other things that I need to do. So it's like, I gotta find my groove. That's all. That's all. My first test is February 8th. And then after that, I have 1, 2, 3 weeks for my next exam. I do have a study group. They do stay on it. They do give, you know, advice. So yeah, I'm hanging in. I'm doing my thing. I'm shooting for the stars. I'm shooting for the freaking stars. I want to be the best nurse that I possibly can be, the best person that I possibly can be, the best leader that I possibly can be. I'm shooting for the stars. So I'm in my books every single day. And I will update you guys on how it goes, if it works for me, if I come back smiling, if I come back crying, you know what happened, you know what went down, and I will update you guys on what I changed, if I have to change anything, because it's like you take these tests to see what kind of learner you are, but it's like when you're in it, you're like, I really don't even know. I'm just trying to make it to the finish line. I don't know what's working for me at this point, hun. I haven't taken my first exam. How am I supposed to know? So anyways, that is a backstory of my nursing journey, how it went, how it was, how it is, and how it's going. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. I love you guys' comments. Comment down below. And subscribe. So I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, stay bossed up, and I will see you guys later. Bye.